A prism folded inward, then outward again, like a child's drawing of infinity on wax paper, creased and stained with blueberry ink. The circle wears the triangle like a coat. The square becomes a rumor spread by ellipses in a dead geometry classroom. Shapes layered on a kaleidoscope built from cathedral bones and broken mirrors humming in tune. Two things: the same breath, the same scream occupying the identical tick of a shattered god's wristwatch. Not overlay, not merger, but cohabitation of contradiction. A pyramid pulsing inside a jellyfish, a cathedral hidden in a lung, a word that is not a word that still slices open the silence. You have been etched with ghost light onto the surface of the minus world. Episode 2: Juxtaposition.
Prog rock in the 70s. In the year 1970-something, where the air crackles with distortion and the streets hum with the undertones of moogs and mellotrons, Kevin Phantasmo marches in the Robot Wars, a soldier of the cosmic chord, a rank-and-file player in the grand symphony of chaos. The world is not as we knew it. It is twisted, retrofitted with dreams and dangers, a realm shaped by prog rock sensibilities, where science meets fantasy and synth-sonic soundscapes, where cathedrals are carved from speakers and strings, and the skies sing in strange, shifting keys. Kevin, in his battle-worn jumpsuit, strapped with a guitar like a gun across his back, fingers twitching on the fretboard of fate. His heart beats in odd time signatures. His pulse a relentless drum solo in a land where every step is syncopated with fear. The shadow of the 80s looms vast and dark, a neon-lit nightmare of sleek synth dreams, where drum machines rule with cold precision and the algorithm has no room for improvisation. But Kevin knows the power of a sprawling epic, a 20-minute journey through shifting soundscapes where keyboards duel with guitars and drums thunder like gods awaken. In the neon trenches, he fights against chrome-clad soldiers of the beat, the Dream Synth Brigade, machines with silver faces and laser eyes, with rhythms too tight, too clean, too cold. And Kevin, with sweat and spirit, unleashes a power chord that bends the air. His comrades in the prog army rally, all long hair and denim. Their weapons are riffs and their shields are echoes. They play through the dissonance, cutting through the cold synth fog with warm analog tones. Their drums explode like stardust in the night. The battle rages on, a spectacle of sound, as keyboards cry out like banshees and bass lines rumble deep as the earth's core. Kevin dives through a sea of machines, each strum a shot fired, each note a bullet of light, until he stands face to face with the captain of the synth, a figure in black with mirrored shades, reflecting all the futures that could have been. There is silence, a pause, a breath between worlds, and Kevin, smiling, knowing the score, plugs his guitar into the cosmic amp, strikes a chord so pure, so wild, it shatters the mirror into a million shards, each piece a moment of time lost, forgotten. The 80s retreat, their neon fading, their beats silenced under the roar of Hammond organs, and Kevin, his fingers bleeding but alive, leads the charge across the wasteland, through fields of fallen robots, past the ruined cities of forgotten dreams. He looks to the horizon where the sun rises like a gold-plated LP and knows the war was worth it. For this is a world where time is a labyrinth, where music shapes the air like a magician's hand, where the past and the future twist and collide, and the echoes of a guitar solo linger in the wind. Kevin Phantasmo, soldier of the 70s, marches on, always forward.
Witches at the Crossroads.
With a triple threat, the fury of the flame. 3 faces, One soul, remember the name. From the shadows we rise, the crossroads we claim. It's Hecate's fire, ain't no putting it tame. I'm the spark, the dawn, the light that ignites. The wisdom of the young cutting through the night. At the crossroads I stand with the torch in my hand, casting spells, flipping fate, the right to the plan. I'm the key, unlocking doors you can't see. With a howl to the moon, I'd bring clarity. Don't let the youth fool you, I'm sharp as a blade. The fury of beginnings, and I never fade. I'm the nurturer, creator, the bringer of life. But cross me, I'll cut deeper than any knife. Fury in my veins, I'm magic divine. Conjugates in pure time. From the womb to the tomb, I'm the earth and the rains. I'm the shadow storm, the end you can't eat. With the staff in my hand and death at my feet. Old as the bones that whisper your doom. I'm the guide to the underworld, night reborn. With a cackling grin, I'll bring you low. The fury of endings is all I know. With the fury, the wrath, the witch is divine. Past, present, and future all intertwined. The crossroads are ours, the torch is ablaze. Hecate reigns, now and always.
The fist that wears my face. First blood. The first time he hit me, it wasn't just a punch, it was a prophecy. Knuckles like brickwork, a jaw that cracked like thunder. He knocked me into the locker and smiled. "You don't belong here," he said, his voice a strange, twisted echo of my own, like a recording played backward, like the shadow of a sound. I wiped the blood from my mouth, fingers trembling, looked into his eyes, my eyes. He wore my face. He was me, but older, sharper, something carved down from the softness I still carried. "You're me," I whispered, tasting copper. He grinned. Not anymore. He found me everywhere after that. In the cafeteria where he tripped me in front of the whole school. At the bus stop where he shoved me into the gutter, mud splashed across my jeans. In my own backyard where he stood beneath my window, watching, waiting. I tried to understand, tried to ask. "Why?" "You wouldn't get it," he said, tying my backpack to the highest branch of the old oak. "I came back to fix you, to make you better, but you're worse than I remember." A pause, a scowl. "You make me sick," and I could see it. In his clenched fists, in the way his breath came in ragged gasps, in the way he hated me, hated himself. Somewhere out there is a future where I become him, where I grow into his shoulders, where my voice deepens into his growl, where my hands learn how to break instead of build. He says he came back to mentor me, but I see it in his eyes. He came back to erase me, to cut the infection off at the root, to kill the part of himself that he could never forgive. I don't know what I do to him. I don't know what choice I make that twists me into something he hates. Maybe I never will, but he remembers, and that's enough. That's enough for him to destroy me. Fighting back won't help, he tells me, pinning me to the gym floor, my breath coming in gasps beneath his weight. I claw at his arms. He laughs. "It's already written," he says, his knee pressed into my ribs. "You think you can change the story? You think you can rewrite me?" I want to tell him he's wrong. I want to tell him that I don't have to become him. But his hands are already at my throat, and I can't find the words. I make a decision. If I let him break me, then he wins. If I let his hatred infect me, then I become him. If I keep fighting him, if I keep feeding his fire, I am only writing the prophecy he came back to fulfill. So I stop. I stop running. I stop hiding. I stop fearing him. The next time he comes for me, I don't throw a punch. I don't beg. I don't scream. I just look at him and I say, I forgive you. He freezes. For the first time, his fists are empty. For the first time, his breath is uneven. For the first time, his eyes flicker. Not with rage, but with fear, because he knows what this means. He remembers this moment. This is the moment that everything changes. This is the moment when he should have crushed me, when he should have ensured his own survival by ending mine. But I have written a new story, and the weight of it, the impossibility of it, begins to unmake him. His fists unravel into smoke. His body bends at the seams of time. His voice is a static scream as he is pulled backward, back into the future that no longer exists. His hatred was the only thing keeping him here, and now it is gone. The bruises still ache, the scars will remain, but he is gone. His future is erased, the path is unwritten, and I, for the first time in my life, am free.
A web of cards. You shuffle the deck with hands lined in the dust of back roads, fingernails lacquered in the residue of old spells, a gambler's grin stitched in the mirror of your face. Your cards are not ordinary. They are chimeric things. Serpentine suits that coil in auroboric loops. Arcana, with names lost to the tongue of men. The wound, the horizon, the rust-eaten saint, the key without a door, each card older than the bones of the first magician. You play for knowledge. You play for power. You play because it is the only way you know how to move forward, one gamble at a time, drifting from one city to the next, slipping through the world like rain through cracks in stone. Tonight, the game is set in a Waffle House off the interstate, a flickering neon graveyard, the hum of highway ghosts slipping through grease-thick air. Arranged through whispers in the back channels of the hidden world, a meeting promised, a game wagered on unspoken stakes. Your opponent is already waiting, a shadow in the corner booth, fingers moving like marionette strings over a ceramic mug of coffee that never seems to steam. Eyes like deep pools in moonless caves, a smile that does not quite belong. Shall we play? A deck slides forward. Not yours. A deck spun of silk-thin paper, veins like spider limbs stretching through ink-stained edges. The cards pulse when you touch them, as though something inside is still breathing. You suppress a shiver. Deal. The game begins. The unlit candle, the cicada's funeral, the clock that chimes in reverse. Your opening spread is strong. You press your advantage. Play the gallows smile. Watch your opponent's expression flicker like a television between channels. You are winning. Piece by piece, you unravel their defenses, steal their footing from beneath them like loose floorboards. You taste the weight of victory on your tongue, a copper-laced thing. Something just slightly off. And yet, your opponent is unfazed. They watch you with a patience that does not belong to men. Each move, they weave. Each counter, they tighten. Not playing to win, not playing to lose, not playing at all, spinning. It dawns on you too late. Your cards stick to your fingers, your breath comes slower, the air thickens like congealing honey. The game is no longer just a game. You are enmeshed in it, tangled in strands unseen. a fly that has flown into an invisible snare. You glance up at your opponent, and they are no longer quite human. The illusion thins. Something skitters beneath their skin. Their fingers move like too many legs. Their eyes are too deep, not black, not hollow, but full of threads, pulling, stretching, spinning. This was never a wager. This was bait. You try to fold, you try to stand, you try to run, but the game has you caught, has unraveled you, stitched your soul into its lattice. Your deck turns against you. The cards rearrange. The traveler's coin flips itself. The door without a key slams shut. The last thread, your final draw, is already severed. You open your mouth, but your voice is webbed shut. Your opponent leans forward, their grin now a chasm, a mouth full of hunger without teeth. You played well, they say, brushing a stray silk thread from the table. Better than most. A gesture, a pull, a final thread tightens, and you are gone. The Waffle House hums as it always has. The waitress refills a cup of coffee for someone who is no longer there. The neon sign still flickers, spelling half-truths in broken light. And in the corner booth, the spider mage sits alone, shuffling a fresh deck, waiting for the next fool to come play a hand. As you transcend the minus world and extract yourself for now, your shadow still trembles behind you, a palimpsest of intent, a whisper too brittle to echo. Juxtaposition begins here, in the slow unzipping of symbols, the moment your outline peels from the wallpaper of elsewhere. Two truths, stacked like transparent leaves, or misaligned faces on a photocopy. Not distortion, but revelation. One step in this dimension, one breath in another. You are both the door and the memory of closing it. Juxtaposition isn't clash, it's him. It's the smoke between mirrors, the glint inside a contradiction that refuses to choose. So go, as you must, with your seams still shimmering, your coordinates only temporarily coherent. Carry the echo lightly until you return. This has been a production of the Moon and the Moth Media. Engineered and generative clockwork design by Kaizo Automata. All rights reserved.